Right, I'm gonna have a go at the block height, and I'm gonna try and do it in Spanish. So here we go. All right, because Flo's done an excellent job in the last couple of weeks while I've been away, and so we're gonna give this a go. So here we go. The block height is ocho, cuatro, nueve, tres, siete. How did I do, Florencia?
Very good. Very good.
Thank you. I tried my best. I didn't have the thousands and stuff in there because I thought that would just spoil it. So I just a few numbers here and there. So it's how are you doing? And it's awesome to be back.
Yeah, I'm very happy that you're back with us today. And I'm a bit stressed as I told you, I'm going to go to Canada, Calgary, for Bitcoin Rodeo, and that's very soon. So, of course, I don't have everything ready yet. But otherwise, I'm very good. You?
I'm really good. It's yeah, for me, it's just kind of getting stuff ready now for Nashville. Lots of exciting things happening on the way there. Lots of exciting stuff with the show happening there as well, which will probably reveal sometime next week, I think. So, but it's just yeah, some good times making art and yeah, just having a lot of fun along the way. So, welcome to those listening either live or on the repeat. This is the Art of Freedom, the weekly Bitcoin art show. And we've been going for 13 episodes now, apparently. So lucky 13. And every week we talk to each Bitcoin artist from different backgrounds, learn about their stories, their inspirations, and their hopes and dreams for the future. And yeah, it's today. This is part one of the two of the German superpowers that are Zetra and Raya. So the Raya is next week, but he's also here supporting his German brother today. So appreciate that. Um,
Right, yeah, right, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, he'll have his chance, Zetra. He'll have his chance. So, but but this week it's you, mate. So, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thanks, Rebel, and hi, Flo. Everything fine over here. Actually, I just had a kebab, and my stomach feels a bit heavy, and I have a cotton mouth, but I think I will make it through the show. So,
What? What's going on, mate? What's going on?
no, all good. I had a kebab. Just was eating a kebab, you know?
A kebab. A kebab.
Kebab,
All right.
kebab. Here is kebab in Germany. So, with a lot of onions. So, I feel a bit heavy and sitting here in my underwear. Yeah.
That's great. That's great, mate. Thank you for that image. Really appreciate that. And I'm just glad I'm not in the same room as you right now. Just because the smell of onions, might be crying. So appreciate that, Sasha. I really appreciate you coming on the show today and giving your story. So I guess we need
Thanks for
to we
having me. Yeah.
well, mate, I've known you for a while now. In fact, it was Amsterdam 22, I think it was, since we first met, and it's been a wild ride, great fun. We had lots of fun, all different places around the world. Um, but I think this is the first time I've actually interviewed you, like as in a formal, I say a formal setting. We're all amongst friends here, so
Yeah, you interviewed me once in Amsterdam, but I was drunk the night before, and I think you just deleted it the day after.
that's right. Yeah, I think it didn't make. I didn't think it didn't make the cut. I remember. Yeah, I listened back to it and I thought,
I
you
mean,
should.
my voice was pretty gone, so yeah, was not worth listening to it. Yeah.
It was tough listening, mate, and in fairness, my voice had completely gone as well there. So it was just like two rasping people trying to have a conversation amongst the background noise of the kind of Amsterdam
Yeah.
conference. So it wasn't. I'm not gonna lie, Zetra, it wasn't the highlight of my interviewing career. So we like to be open and honest here on the art of freedom. This is
Right.
But anyway, you digress there. Let's talk about the past, but let's talk about you as an individual, mate. How did you get involved in the whole Bitcoin thing, and then how did that transition into then art?
Okay, so the Bitcoin thing for me started like in 2017, end of 2017, when we had the all-time high, and like Bitcoin seemed to be out of reach. And so yeah, the classic way I began a bit of shitcoining, went to Litecoin instead of Bitcoin, because I thought, okay, that's cheaper, and yeah, can't afford a whole Bitcoin, so I start with the Litecoin copycat. Yeah, that was the beginning, beginning of 2018, and yeah, now we have already 24, so 6 year in it, with the heights and the lows, and I'm still here. And yeah, now again we have a little dip, but for ants, I would say, let's see, one Bitcoin is still a Bitcoin, right?
Just gonna check. Yep, can confirm that one Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin, mate. So that's all good. And yes, it is a dip for ants as well. So great time. Bitcoin is on sale. Now's the time to buy. So
Right.
did your artistic journey? I'm guessing that happened long before you got into Bitcoin, and so just take us down that path.
Yeah, very true. I mean, I think like most artists started when I was a little boy. So I love to sketch and draw, and before going to school, I was sitting on the table drawing stuff, comics. Yeah, I mean, that was just the thing for me. And in school, I was good in art and in sports, and the rest was like, wow. So yeah, I started there actually, and then yeah, I'm from the small town Heidelberg. Maybe some people know, and I had my crew, my graffiti crew, formed there when I was like 13 years, I think. So we had our little crew, and were night stalking, and yeah, painting the city. So started there, and we went on to school dropout, and having our own little fashion brand, and I was the head of design, let's say. Yeah, was taking care of all the collections. So that brought me to lettering. Also, I mean, the graffiti itself is about lettering, and yeah, I was doing lettering for t-shirts, for sweatshirts, hoodies, and stuff. Oh, I'm still here. My computer went off.
Yeah, we can hear
Ah, yeah.
you.
Okay, sorry. Right. So we had our little fashion brand, and yeah, I was drawing all the time, and then Apple started bringing out some good computers, and I bought an Apple and took a deep dive into some graphic programs. Yeah, since then I was like in graphic design, let's say. And right, that was my path. I went yeah, like the brand was like 15 years, and after the brand I just continued to do graphic design, and yeah, like I think it was in 2000, yeah, it was like 2013, I met Raya, who was starting later on his art with money paper, like in 2016. And we know each other, like I said, since 2013, and I started to help him out a little bit and collaborate, and we did some graphic design for him, and just exchange ideas. So actually my journey started with him, my artistic journey, and then I, like in 2021, I thought maybe, no, 2022, the second half of 2020, I started my own art. Yeah.
And you started like with a Bitcoin theme
Yeah, of course.
at that moment? Mm-hmm. And you
Right.
met.
I mean, Raya was doing his money art, and
Mm-hmm.
first it was about destroyed money, and then when I came into crypto or Bitcoin, was like beginning of 2018. I thought, Raya, man, you have this theme with shredded money and stuff. You know what matches perfect is Bitcoin, and actually that's when he started to go in this direction, and I followed him, like was 4 years later with my own stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen some of your pieces, and yeah, you have this strong like graphic style, but then you turn that into sculptures. I was wondering, like, was how was that process? Like, did this happen like simultaneously, or was like one first and then the other, and how did that go?
You're talking about let's say Bauhaus B, right, with the cylinders and stuff.
Yes, I really like, and I think they have like this very particular aesthetics, and I think it's amazing how you turn this like 2D design, like very, I don't know, very specific design with your aesthetics, and you were able to put it into a 3D object. So yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, I love a very clean design, and very graphic designs. So I just created the B, very simple, and then I thought, okay, has some nice layers to it. I could try to have a nice 3D model from it, and I started thinking and creating. And I'm not really into 3D graphics, so I asked a friend who's into it, and he just translated it in the right program. And that was the steps to the sculpture. And now I had it 3D printed with solo parts that I put together, and I have a wooden one also, in small and big, and the one is painted, it's 3D printed and painted, and the other one is nice, made from walnut wood.
I managed to catch that one, mate, at the Cyphermonk Gallery in London,
Right.
when it was exhibited. It was really cool. How did you machine that? Was it just ages, just whittling it down and sanding it, etc.?
Actually, I mean, the 3D printing was done by a company, because I don't have a 3D printer, and I painted it. But this alone is a hustle to do. And right, the other one, since I don't have nothing machines and stuff, it's also somebody is doing it for me. It's like a toy manufacturer. So this is more like my idea, but had to be done by somebody else, at least a wooden one, because I'm not capable of doing it. And if I would get all the machines and try to learn, I think it would have taken a lot of time. So yeah. I outsource it.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart move because like sometimes you need to change from one material or like one technique to another because you're more interested in creating the piece, like in the result, in what you want to say or what you want to present, than like learning every technique out there. Like I think I do, for example, when I started doing the screen prints, I do print them, but with a lot of help from a friend of mine who gives me like this mentorship. And I think it's like sometimes it's the best way. It's just to outsource things and get them done. Like I, of course, I love like some part of the techniques and to learn and all of that, but I think it's really smart what you are doing because you are like getting your thoughts out there anyway, and finding the way. It's I think it's very smart.
Yeah, I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe I will do the wood stuff myself in the future. But like I saw, you're into screen printing now, right? You just have the auction on Scarcity, if I'm right,
Yeah, yeah.
for the free Assange.
Yeah, it's going to start tomorrow.
Yeah, and I saw
And
your video where you do all the screen printing. Looks
I
professional.
mean, in this case, I did like in the screen printing, I do learn it, but it's not like completely outsourced. But my friend helps me a lot, and he guides me, and he helps me. For example, I really suck at everything that's like digital. Like I'm very bad at like planning the digital part of stuff. Like I'm good with my hands, but I have a lot of trouble with that. So I go to him and I tell him like I have this idea, I need to get this thing done. I did this drawing like in my house, help. And then he helps me like structure the plan and say like let's do this first, let's do this second. And he is always helping me take care of the technique, and we do this like very homemade in a way. It's not a very like complicated workshop. Like I know there are like machines and stuff, but yeah, I'm like kind of outsourcing like in a way because of the knowledge. Like I'm not investing that much time into like actually learning the technique so that I'll doing everything myself, you know. But yeah,
Mhm.
I kind of get my hands dirty there too.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the way, you know, you see what the professionals do and you learn it, or yeah, it's also learning by doing sometimes. So that's cool. Or learning by watching.
Learning, yes, learning by doing, or just having a little go at it, isn't it? And I think, I don't know, I personally think like Bitcoin's been great. I was very similar to you, mate. I was a street artist when I kind of started putting my craft out there, and then through kind of getting into Bitcoin and kind of just wanting to improve my art and try new things. Actually, just worked in different media and different formats. And do you think, like, because I know there's a fair few street artists and graffiti artists are in Bitcoin. Do you think being a street artist slash graffiti artist, particularly of kind of our era, I would say, kind of where street art was kind of kicking off a bit, do you think they're more predisposed to be Bitcoiners because of that rebellious aspect of just getting out there and onto the streets and putting your art out there?
Yeah, I mean, it has something to it, right? You want to spread the word. In graffiti, it's for fame, and you tag the whole city. And actually, it's similar, right? You want to bring Bitcoin to as many people as possible. So, yeah, for me, it's mostly drawing or painting the Bitcoin symbol in various ways. So people can hang it in their living room, or I don't know, in their toilet, everywhere. So or a sculpture on the desktop and on the sideboard. So it's just to get it out there and yeah, spread the word. And yeah, it's similar. That's right.
Yeah, I want to ask you about something else. So I know, like, I've been following your work for a while now, and I know you have like besides like using the Bitcoin B and like redesigning it and making all of these cool pieces, you also work a lot with the pepes. And I want to know, like, how do you feel about that? What's so amazing or so important for you about like about it or the image it has created? And yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, as you already said, for me, it's a part as graphic designer is, let's say, digital art because it's not that far away. And of course, NFTs is now a word, but in the end, maybe it's just a way to monetize digital art, for digital artists. And as in Counterparty, you say the token is the art. I don't know if this is the right translation, but in the end, you got the token and you own the art. So even if, I don't know, for me, it's also if a server goes down or something happens, you still can contact me and I will send you the JPEG or you will find it in the internet and you copy paste it. But for me, it's the same as if you buy a print from an artist, you don't copy paste it from the internet and print it out yourself from the printer. So it's just a way to yeah. Now I'm not in the Pepe, but to be clear about NFTs and my art. Sometimes you don't get the effects, or you have gifts that you would like to show and maybe sell to people, and it's just not possible in another way than do an NFT. So yeah, the Pepe started actually with Skrilla. He brought me and also Raya into fake rares. And also Rebel, I know we traded a card already, a very nice one. And yeah, actually Skrilla brought me into the papers, the fake rares, and into Counterparty. And I had like 4 to 5 fake rares now. And for me, Pepe is something you can just put everything into it, right? You can express everything that you want. So it's just a frog that spreads a message, and I think that's pretty cool. Could be another animal. It's a frog now, and I think it's a nice way to transport messages.
It is, mate. It is a fantastic way, and it's a great way to get people into Bitcoin. For all those that are listening here, by the way, the Art of Freedom is an interactive show. We are a community. This isn't the Rebel and Flo and Zetra show. Well, it is Zetra's show. This is the Zetra show. But if you want to step up to the mic, if you've got any comments or anything, and you'd like to talk to or speak to, ask questions to any of us, please just either raise your hands or I think there's some kind of button on here where you can actually ask to speak, and we'd love to listen to you because we try to serve the community as best as we possibly can. So yeah, on the whole Pepe thing, I think it's fascinating. I had a chat with Pepinardo about kind of Pepe's, and he's thought a lot about it. And it's the frog is kind of a symbol of metamorphosis, going from a tadpole to full obviously full grown amphibian, and chaos as well. And kind of suits the Bitcoin aesthetic, kind of particularly at this time where it is a bit chaotic and it is going through a metamorphosis. So I think right, it could have been any animal, but I think the frog was particularly good because it kind of that's what it kind of represents in kind of the Bible and other Egyptian mythology, etc.
Except Zetra, etc.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, and the Pepes has been incredibly fun, and your your artwork in the Pepe community. I think that's where we met initially. But I think you're right. I think in terms of digital versus physical pieces, which do you prefer creating the most? Is it the physical or the digitals?
No, I mean it's still the physical for sure, because yeah, it's just you have something in your hand, it's different. It's but yeah, I'm open to the digital, I'm I I really hate the hate that flows around with the physical and digital stuff. So I think every artist should be free to do whatever he wants and to sell his art where he wants, even if it's on blockchains we don't like. I mean, yeah, we are still
Yeah,
all artists, and everybody should be free. Yeah.
I think I agree with you. The important thing is like we are all grown-ups deciding where and what to buy, and everyone should make their own decision. And if you want to experiment with something, go ahead. And if I don't want to experiment with something, it's okay as well. Like we don't have to agree, but we don't have to hate either. Like and I think even though I have never like drawn a pepe, I think it's really, really fascinating. Like you have so many different, like there is something to it. There is something that draws people into it. Very different people creating from very different styles. For example, I really, really love these images you created that are like one line pepe. That's amazing because you see it and you know it's a pepe, and it has like four colors or like three colors and just a line, and that's so playful and creative, and that's what I love about it. And yeah, I don't know, maybe one day I will do a pepe as well. I don't know.
Yeah, you should. I mean, yeah, those I call them form pepes, was some geometric forms and stuff. And I think I did them before most of the people did them, because after me there came a lot of geometric pepes and stuff. Not in my style, but let's say this was the direction. And yeah, those were just papers I made for myself, not for Fake Rare. Later on, Fake Annie came to me and said, "Oh, we should put them into the comments," or yeah, and we put one in the comments. And I did also physical paintings from the square one at least. And yeah, maybe not everybody knows what we are talking about now, but those were some experimental peppers I did, yeah, and many people like them. That's true.
Maybe you can like explain a bit like the difference because I don't really know. Oh, I yeah, like you talk about like the pepes, then are the fake, no, the rare pepes, but I've seen like the fake rare pepes. Like, can you like maybe for people who doesn't know what that world is, like explain a bit?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Red Peppers started the whole thing in 2016 until 2018. Was like a directory with 1,700 something cards, I think, and there were like scientists who had to approve if you go into the directory or not. So people were submitting cards, and the scientists were choosing which cards came into the directory. And then the project ended, and yeah, there's the story is about Skrilla. So the fake rares were the were the were the papers which were not accepted for the directory, for the rare paper directory. So one time I think he posted a fake rare in the rare paper chat, and he was banned because this was not allowed, something like this. Maybe I don't get it 100%, but yeah, then he started fake rares because but in 2021, because he thought it was such a nice project and it should not die, and he just continued. And I think, it's a very nice project because, now you have like it's 4 years later and you have new styles and like music is included in some, and it's just more moving pictures, moving frogs. It's different than the rare pepes, and I really like the fake rares. And many artists, also known artists, joined the train, let's say, and I think it's half through now in series 15 or 16 or something. Yeah. So that's the story, more or less. He just continued the rare pepes with another name, and yeah.
And I think in the rare Pepe and fake rares, and that's what I've had so much. I got to be honest, I've had so much fun
Yeah,
in
for sure.
making Pepe's, because it's just kind of like whenever you create a piece of art, it's kind of like you have to think, right, okay, what's going to be in it, what's the context. But then when it comes to Pepe, it's just like, right, okay, here's a frog, here's your starting point, now you can go and make things. And there's so much creativity, fun in the space, and also some very, very good friends, of which quite a lot of them are in this chat right now. It's a small room, but it's a hardcore room with some really lovely people, and some and having that community and that community spirit is exceptionally strong. And unlike any other kind of artistic community that I've ever had the pleasure of working in, we look at Raya in the room here now. We look at the goat,
Yeah.
Mr. Hansel, so who's looking to come to Nashville and destroy some art wall.
And also, he's a thief. We all know it, but we keep it for us, right?
We have to keep this. Yeah, it's a secret we keep amongst ourselves that Mr. Hansel did steal one of the deserted eagles that Raya made at Miami. The piece has never been recovered. We don't know where it is. Miss Hansel, if you want to come up to the mic and turn the mic on, you can defend yourself. But I'll assume that the silence means that you're guilty. So
Yeah, he's guilty.
he's not replying, is he? He's not.
No, guilty for sure.
He is 100% guilty.
I have
So
a photo. I have an image. I saw him doing it. So for me, it's a clear case.
all I can say, Zetra, is that security is incredibly tight in Miami. So I don't know where he put the gun, but we can only really kind of question. Oh, now hang on a minute. He's gonna come on. He's gonna come on.
Oh, it's coming. But
Right.
yeah, Flo, for the Pepe stuff, I think you have Hansel pretty soon on the show. I think he's the right guy to squeeze everything out.
Do we have me?
Yeah, we have you.
Yeah.
Like in
Hey,
3
welcome.
or 4 weeks.
How you doing, everybody?
All good.
Sorry, I was a bit late. My reminder didn't seem to kick in.
Shame on you.
Terrible.
Yeah, I was polishing my gun. So
this is it, mate. It's a very limited artifact that is now, and I'm concerned now. Like when I take things to Nashville now, I'm gonna have to make sure they're properly glued to the wall, and that wall doesn't come
yours
down.
were pretty well secured last year, mate. I tried getting them off, and the whole wall came down.
You did, yeah, you did, mate. You did a good job. When you can't take the art piece, just take the whole wall with you, isn't it? So that's your attitude there, Mr. Hansel. Since you're on mic, there, have you got a question for our esteemed guest, Zetra?
I know you're coming to Nashville. I've not spoken to you too much about your plans for Nashville. Have you revealed anything yet at all about what you're going to be displaying, or is that going to be a secret for the event itself?
That's a secret.
Okay,
No, I
cheers.
mean I'm still finishing the piece, but yeah, it's a classic Zetra, let's say. No, but it's a street art style piece, and yeah, it's eye popping, very loud, and yeah, you will see it on in Nashville in the gallery.
Brilliant. Sounds interesting.
Unless Mr. Hansel gets there first, and in which case no one will see it.
Possible.
Possible, but there we go. Oh, here we go. So we got Raya coming up here. This is part of the incredible German duo. Raya, the floor is yours, my friend. He doesn't want to speak by the looks of it.
Yeah.
I know, this is it, mate.
No, I'm too dumb. My mic is on now. I just wanted to add because Zetra and we are very good friends, and as we were invited pretty early to the conference, we were always talking about what we're going to do, and of course, both of us, the Germans, we are very late to the game. Zetra's already working on his piece. I didn't even start it on my piece, so we are always late, always. And if Zetra says anything else, he's lying.
Yeah, also, I mean, I was moving, so I had a little creative break,
Yeah.
to be honest. But no, it's true. We always talk about, oh yeah, now we have time. It's like 1 year until next Nashville. I mean, in between there's some stuff, but I think this is the big conference everybody's looking to, to participate. And yeah, it's always okay. We have 6 months. That's easy. And, we have the best ideas until then. And yeah, it's always the last
And
2.
every week I ask him, did you start something or anything? Yeah, thinking here and there,
And then it's like asking for
yeah.
pictures of the pieces like 3 months before. So yeah, it's pretty hard to, yeah.
But Germans are well known for being efficient. And so when the time
But
is right, it'll be done, and probably be done on time. So
right. But I mean, we are Germans. We always make it, somehow.
definitely, mate, definitely, and the quality of the artwork as well is always very good. Very well, not just very good, amazing, I would add. And so I've been wondering as well, because there are a lot of Germans in Bitcoin, probably disproportionately. It's actually shown that some of the highest node count is in Germany, actually around the world per capita person. So I was wondering, why do you think that Bitcoin is very attractive towards Germany? Is it something cultural, or would you just think that it's just something that's happened?
Yeah, actually, I'm not really sure because yeah, like Raya and me, we live in our own bubble, a little bubble here, and we don't go too much to conferences in Germany, and we don't have that much of meetups in our area, as far as I know. And I'm not sure why Germany is so big into Bitcoin. Can't tell you.
That's right. I just think it's something that just more of a kind of something I've noticed.
I mean,
So
the government is selling right now, so they don't get it at all. But yeah.
if I may add, there's a long tradition because there are really OG hacker crews coming from Germany. You have how's they called, CCC, Chaos Computer Club, very early hackers from the 70s and 80s. So I think all this engineering and computer geeks, these are the ones who started to to find Bitcoin, find the forums in 2009, 2010. But the culture, like which Zetra and I are part of, is more the overseas culture where art is a part of it, of this movement, and that's where both of us, as I may speak to for Zetra as well, where we put our focus on. We want to have fun. We want to catch up with people. We don't want to be too political, too serious about Bitcoin.
I mean, I think you are political when you are into Bitcoin already, but yeah, in a way, everybody of us knows, so yeah.
What do you mean in terms of that then? So you're political when you're Bitcoin, is that you have an opinion on separating money and state, or?
I mean, if this is the goal, right? I'm not sure if this can be achieved, at least in our lifetime, but yeah, it should be like that the government gets a little bit less power, and a little bit less yeah, the saying overall. So it's, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit to the liberal side, right? If you are into Bitcoin. So I think
I think so, but I think as well, like Bitcoin serves a lot of people. It's about, I know Flo and myself talk about this a lot of time on this kind of show. Is Bitcoin is is freedom. It doesn't matter what part of the political spectrum you're actually on. That it's a way for you to empower the individuals against kind of Big Brother, and that's something incredibly important, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. I don't have I said that kind of right, Flo? Is that kind of what our thoughts are on the matter?
Yeah, no, I agree. And what I was thinking just now, like, why do I think, like, just throwing ideas, of course, Bitcoin is so popular in Germany, and maybe, I don't know, it's also like history, like maybe even though like the idea I have of Germany is like I again these are only ideas, but like you are like maybe always having to be prepared for things. And I get the idea that maybe there is a cultural like I don't know, like savings, for example, like maybe you are closer to the idea of like low time preference in a way. That's I don't know if I'm like mistaken stuff, but I have a family that comes from Germany, and I have this feeling of like of them teaching their children like to always be prepared, to yeah, like, and saving. And maybe when you discover Bitcoin, it really like it makes sense, like, you know.
yeah, that's true. But the question is, how are they? How do they get into Bitcoin? So I don't think a mother learns about Bitcoin and then teaches the children they should save in Bitcoin. Let's say like this. So, but yeah, maybe of course the grown-ups maybe have this in mind. How will I save in the best way? And they look for options and they find Bitcoin possible. But yeah.
You are listening to The Art of Freedom. This is where all the Bitcoin artists hang out every single week, and we just talk about the future and what is on our minds, and to inspire ourselves creatively in the coming weeks. I'm going to invite up now Anik to the mic, because he's gladly kind of put on there. Anyone's welcome to come up and speak, and just want to say thank you, Anik, as well. Listen to your show with Flo whilst I was away, and I love the way that you said "fuck you" to the Lady of Iceland. So if anyone, I'm going to get everyone to go back and listen to that.
I've since had that like heavily criticized actually by a friend of mine. She's like, "Why did you do that?" I have my reasons.
It's the art of freedom, mate. You can do what you like.
Exactly. It's just like, man, I'd researched his history, you know, the president dude, and I was like, nah, fuck that, man. But anyway, sorry to interject here. No, just because I grew up in England and Germany and Iceland, and so with German parents, and so I think a lot about this kind of business, about what it is that makes certain, nations behave in a certain way. Obviously, you can't generalize completely, but there are certain things, and the thing that, like, like I mentioned earlier, German trains for the win. Germany has always been very mostly the culture, from my experience, is very risk adverse, right? Like they're very security minded. Lots of like insurance adverts on TV in this kind of business, and everything has to be quite safe, understandably for historical reasons. But that also produces a very strong rebellion against it. So if you have most of culture pushing one direction, you've got the subculture pushing hard against that. So I'm trying to answer the question here with what I think about the German tendency towards Bitcoin. German graffiti has always been huge. It's always been a leader in the graffiti scene, like incredibly so, because of this thing, and also because there's something about, I guess it's a bit of a cliche, but the German culture is organized, it's planned. I was super surprised to hear earlier on, oh, we're late because we're German. It's like, no, man. I learned my graffiti in Germany was like super regimental. It was super, this is army level organization shit, and uh, and and so yeah, Germans are they have this very logical thinking thing, whereas maybe like more Mediterranean people are more kind of laissez-faire, kind of taking it easy, whereas Germans like to calculate things. And Bitcoin is calculated. Bitcoin is there for exactly that combination of this rebel nature and this ability to calculate things, and that's, in my opinion, why I find it has resonated so well with the rebel class of Germany, you know. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for giving me that moment.
I love that, mate. That's superb. I think the German people are primed for rules, not rulers. And I'm waiting for now the thesis to come out, because that would be epic. What's your take on that, Zetra?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's true that the Germans are pretty straightforward and always thinking about the saving and the safest way, and but still they have to find Bitcoin, and that's the thing everybody in the world has to do. And I don't know why. Yeah, maybe they get it faster than others. I'm not sure, but yeah.
What do you think the role of Bitcoin art is in making people discover, or helping people discover Bitcoin?
It just brings a bit of culture. I mean, Bitcoin itself is a culture, but yeah, it's another piece of the culture. You see that in the artist has a big part in Ethereum, let's say, or yeah, I don't know. This was not the case with Bitcoin, I think, until the last years. But I think it should be a big part, because art in in society has always played a big role, and to spread messages. And yeah, I think Bitcoin art belongs to Bitcoin and has to be there.
Yeah, I think that's why we've got this meeting that we've done every week for the last 13 weeks, and we'll continue to do it as well, is because we believe in proliferating the incredible values that are in Bitcoin through art, and it has an incredible power that can't be. You can listen to a load of podcasts, etc., but you won't quite get the message that comes through with art and celebrates the culture and lifts the soul in the same way. So I completely agree with you on that point there.
And also you see a lot of newcomers, right? Artists. I mean, every week you discover some new Bitcoin artists, and maybe leave aside all the inscription guys, let's say. Maybe there are some people doing art and making inscriptions, but I think overall it's more the PFP collections, or I don't know. And but I think for physical Bitcoin art, there's so many people coming in. Yeah,
It's an exciting time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's really cool stuff coming.
There's lots of good. I mean, like the great thing about it is with this show is that not only do we get to talk to some incredible people around the world, we get to find out about new artists every single week. Like some people just popping up randomly on the show, having a chat, and then we found out about their work. In particular, Flo, I think it was the Bitcoin cinema and films, etc., with Shooter, and there's a whole rabbit hole there that, you know, in terms of art that I just haven't gone down. But there's so many pockets of a kind of exciting Bitcoin media and culture out there that seems to be bubbling up at the moment, and coming to fruition. You know, even like listening to some of Anik's work from that I haven't really encountered before, but now I have. It's really cool, mate. I really enjoyed it, by the way. It's just a really exciting time to be. It's almost like feels like you're on a surfboard and you can just see the kind of the wave in the distance. You've been waiting and waiting, and it's just now you can, that wave is coming and you're just kind of planning to catch it, and you know, it will be this revolution, I think. And I do like to liken it, going back to kind of our roots, the kind of street art kind of movement, in terms of it being very grassroots, very authentic, very organic, going forward.
And I think what's so cool to see is that all the conferences now, the Bitcoin only conferences, they really take it more serious now. I think like Marcus Connor or Crypto Graffiti, they had their stuff like on a table before, you know, like 1 square meter or something like this. And today you have whole art galleries. It's a whole sections of, you know, with drinks and music and stuff. And you meet so many cool people. It's really it's so much fun. I love it.
It is great fun. It's, if anyone has a chance to go to a Bitcoin conference and not only absorb the art and the culture there, but to talk to the artists, it's an incredible. Some of the most fun and enjoyable times in my artistic career, and indeed my life, have been at some of the conferences, mostly with you guys, with the lovely guys that are here in the room, actually. So it's an experience that I highly recommend. Flo, I think I cut you off slightly there. Did you have something to say?
No, I just wanted to ask Zetra, if there's a new project you would like to share about, or something you would like to talk like about what you're working right now, like if there are some secrets that you can reveal. And yeah, if you can let people know like where they can find your. I mean, I posted like your links, the links I found in your bio, but if you want to point people to somewhere, please do.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm still pretty undercover, so I have my X account, and that's where you can find me. It's the same handle in the Telegram. But yeah, actually, right now I just finished a piece for a double page in a Bitcoin history book. Not sure who in here is in the book, but I am. So I just finished that one, and yeah, then I'm working on the Nashville artworks, and yeah, for now that's okay.
So now on to the important stuff. What's the social plan now for Nashville? What's happening? What's
Not sure. I guess we have to eat meat the whole day.
Of course, yeah, that's important. As a Bitcoiner, we just got to eat loads of meat. What else?
I saw there's a poker tournament, but it's like 5 days before the conference, so we won't make it.
Okay, so we're gonna miss the poker tournament or crash the finals. What else?
Not sure. Do we have to do bull riding and stuff, or is that?
I think so. I think we have to do that. We have to get the whole cowboy experience.
Maybe like with this robotic bull with the beer in the hand, something like this.
That sounds great, mate. And I don't even drink, so I think that sounds like a right plan.
You have Coke.
And if it's anything like our Miami trip as well, we need to also kind of be invited to try the new chefs.
Right, dessert.
Yeah. So me and myself and Zetra were just invited to just randomly to try some of the chef's desserts after we hit one of the restaurants, and it was really nice dessert. But we did originally think we'd done something wrong, and it was the mafia inviting us into a dark room at the back. So scary times, but exciting times nonetheless, and some great stories along the way, my friend.
100%. So funny. Looking forward to Nashville. Really, can't wait.
It's going to be a great adventure, and really looking forward to sharing it with you and the artists that are going there. If we can reveal as well from the Art of Freedom now that we'll probably be doing a special show out in Nashville as well, probably live from the floor. So that would be great, and it would be wonderful as well, mate, to have you there live, but also on Spaces at the same time. So some kind of headphones in your ears, and we can just beam the kind of Nashville experience around the world.
Let's see what my voice is doing.
Let's do that. I don't want it to be a repeat of Amsterdam, mate, because otherwise that could be embarrassing for both of us.
True. Okay.
Thank you very much, mate, for joining us today. Really appreciate it. You coming on, talking about your art. Always a joy to talk to you. Just before we kind of have our final messages, is there anything else you'd like to say or anything that you want to mention?
Yeah, I love you all. Especially
we love you too,
all,
mate.
Guys, and thanks for collecting Bob again. Bob is one of my collectors. Love him as well. So really appreciate that you had me on the show, and looking forward to Raya next time.
Yeah, Raya. So next time, yeah, you can do what Raya's doing now, which is just sit back, relax, and then every so often you can just chime in and talk shit about him. It's the best kind of role. It's great, and then we'll get Hansel in as well. So Hansel, you need to get back next week, all right? Because we need to talk shit about Raya when he's on.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I just say something for next week? Because
You
there are a few people already here in the room. I want to raise the stakes a little bit. So if we get more than 21 people in the room, I will raffle a screen print of mine, a signed screen print. So tell your friends, come in, and more than 21 people, I'll be happily to donate a piece and yeah, maybe find a new collector in this room.
Cool.
That's pretty good. I am now going to literally be like, right, the 21 club now. We just need to like push this as hard as we possibly can.
Also, Rebel, did I win your tile or not?
No, me.
What?
That email is going out tomorrow. So I haven't done the raffle yet. I did say I would, but I haven't. But thank you very much for keeping me in check and keeping me in check as well on public chat. I appreciate that.
If I don't win, you just give me one, yeah, in Nashville, please.
Of course, mate. Backhanders. I'm more than happy to sort those out. So appreciate that. Okay, thank you very much, Zetra, for that. We need to get. Well, that's all the time we have. Flo, do you have any other messages to say before we head off?
No, thank you everyone for being here, talking to us, and yeah, making our week more amazing. And just go have a beautiful, creative week.
Amazing.
Thank you, guys. Talk to you soon then.
Thank you, Zetra. Let's get 21 over 21 next week. Hashtag Team Raya. Hashtag
Thanks.
free giveaway. Hashtag.
Can we win? That's the important question.
Yeah.
Flo, you got Rebel. You got Rebel every week. You already won.
Okay.
You hit the jackpot.
Thank you, guys. See you next week. Have a wonderful week, and we're looking forward.